Oh, we need to stop.
No, God.
Okay, well, that's fine. We can hold. That's why we don't do anything live, because we don't trust ourselves to do it live.
Yeah, no, we're not for that.
In 3, 2, 1.
This is Opening Kill. The following program contains mature content, explicit language, and detailed discussion of on-screen deaths. Spoilers are unavoidable. Listener discretion is advised.
And welcome back to Opening Kill. I'm Brian O'Connor.
And I am Michael Duran.
And tonight, we've reached the season 2 finale of Opening Kill. And honestly, it is hard to believe how far this show has come over the past couple of years, from breaking down horror classics to sitting down with filmmakers and actors from across the genre.
That's right, and we are wrapping the season with a movie that brings together demons, apocalypse horror, dark comedy, and one truly unforgettable possessed grandmother.
That's right. Tonight, we are talking about Weekend at the End of the World, and joining us, director, writer, and producer Gille Klabin, writer, producer, and star Clay Elliott, and producer and star Cameron Fife.
Yes, thank you guys so much for joining us and helping us close out season 2 in demonic style.
Thank you for having us.
What an honor.
Finale. I'm extra nervous.
I know, this
As you
is a pretty
should
big
be.
deal.
Yeah.
I swear to God, if you
am.
fuck this up.
I already am, Michael.
Yeah.
I'm
So
outta
we
here.
watched this, we watched an advanced screener of this a few months ago, and we had Gil on the show and talked about it. And we asked him if he would come back and maybe bring some friends with him when the film came out, so we could do a regular episode on the film. And he was like, hell yeah, I'd love to do it. And so here we all are. So we are going to have a lot of fun talking about this film. So let's just jump into it. Just the Facts, directed by Gille Klabin, written by Clay Elliott, Gille Klabin, and Spencer McKernan. Released April 20th to streaming of this year, runs 82 minutes, and stars Clay Elliott, Cameron Fife, Thomas Lennon, and Troian Bellisario, who I didn't realize this. She comes from a pretty big show business family. Her father, Donald P. Bellisario, legendary producer, created shows like Magnum PI, Quantum Leap, NCIS, and about a million others. So that's pretty impressive right there.
Yeah, you had me at Quantum Leap. I mean, as soon as I heard that one, I remember when I met her. I was like, let's go get some more Scott Bakula up in here. I'm in.
And also,
right.
it was her dad that got her the gig. It was a complete nepotism hire. He,
Yeah.
he
I
is,
mean, me and her dad go way back, and he kept texting me like, "Get my daughter in something," and I was like, "Oh, fine, Donald."
Fine.
Whatever, fine. You got to have one Nepo in every production, right?
You
I mean,
do.
It's important. They really pull the film together.
yeah.
They're like glue.
The Nepo glue.
Exactly.
You only had about $300,000 to make this film, and when you watch it and you see all of the effects, and I know we talked about this to death on the last episode we had you on, Gil, it just looks like you spent a few $1,000,000 on it. So, and I know that you did, the special effects and everything, and man, it just looks so good. So, yeah.
Thank you so much. I mean, all of us come from very low budget backgrounds, and if you're not making your stuff look fancy, then you kind of don't survive in that world. So we brought all our tricks to this.
Right.
Yeah.
So, in a nutshell, best friends Karl and Miles have an opportunity to strike it rich. The only thing that stands in their way is the end of the world. So, it's a pretty big deal. And so we start out with Road Trip with Miles, played by Cameron Fife, who's here, and Karl, Clay Elliott, who's also here. After Karl's girlfriend, Jessica, refuses his marriage proposal in epic fashion. This was such a funny scene.
Really smooth, frankly.
Real smooth. Yeah, I mean, this is how
Everyone
every
needs to take notes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was the scene. We were always trying to figure out what that scene was going to look like, and how we shot a different version of it where we tried to make it kind of look like CCTV, and things just didn't work. And when in doubt, get some breakaway glass, throw us in a room, and just kind of see what happens. But yeah.
And that's exactly what happens. So yeah, Karl breaks into his girlfriend's apartment, scares the shit out of her when she comes home, and in return gets a glass vase over the head. And of course, Miles is there filming it on the off chance she might actually say yes. So
You never know.
you never know.
But she doesn't. It's,
No, certainly not. No.
And why? That's really the biggest problem with the script.
Oh
is
no,
she should be
it's
smitten.
clear, yeah.
breaking and entering is so hot. Like,
Yeah.
ungrateful, frankly.
I think
Right.
we're on the front of the wave. I think it is going to get hot soon, and they'll point to us being kind of the first people who did it.
Yeah.
Right?
Original romantic pioneers.
That's
Yeah.
right. And we see this whole thing because a podcaster / influencer, Moo Man, played by a very funny Adam Ray, plays back the video that Miles shot and then dubs Karl his loser of the week, which couldn't be any more humiliating at this point. And they see this in the car as they're going down the road.
And aren't podcasters just the worst? Like,
Not as bad as
No.
YouTubers, man.
right. I mean, there's already too many of them in the world. And here we are taking up more of that space.
No, it's hard to get a podcast and stuff.
You have to get
Clay actually
microphones
has
that are
one,
just
to be fair.
readily
I'm
available.
actually
Like,
one of the
it's
people
hard.
who has like a failed one.
Well, the jury's still out on this one, so who knows? We're still working towards
We
it.
may be
Chugging.
failed, but we're still going.
Yeah,
We are
you're,
still
you're in
going.
season 2, which is more
Yeah.
than I think Clay can say.
I didn't even think about seasons. I just got through like 14. I was like, man, I'm not rich yet.
You're
yeah,
not?
Like my last guest was like my dad. I was like, I gotta get out of this.
Hey, Dad. So,
Oh,
like,
my.
what was it like when you shot me out of your penis?
Yeah,
Yeah.
She's like, it felt awesome. I was like, oh, this is bad.
Well, the road
hard-hitting
trip-
questions.
The road trip continues, and we find out that Miles's Mima, played by Troyan Belisario, has passed away, leaving him this cabin in the middle of the woods, which I absolutely love. And he intends to flip it for a profit. And 5 hours later, they finally get to the cabin and encounter the neighbor, Hank, played by Thomas Lennon, Lieutenant Dangle of
We all
Reno
love
911,
Hank.
among other things, who then offers up his world famous eggs. The guy, I feel so bad for him because he just wants to hang out, and Miles wants nothing to do with him. I just like, aw.
He
It was
just
a
wants to
character
raw dog
that-
his famous eggs with his bros. Like, that's it.
That's it.
He's a simple man.
When we were writing Hank, I feel like it was just kind of this little thing that just popped up. I don't even know how much it's part of outlines or anything, but as soon as like the words came out of his mouth and we saw the foil that he was to Miles, it became such a fun character and dynamic to like write. It like wrote itself. It just, and like Tom, talk about like the perfect actor.
It's
to
also-
do that.
it's
It's
just like-
so fun, man.
It's such a fun dynamic as well to have Miles so disproportionately full of loathing for the guy who is, by all accounts, absolutely sweet, and it really,
Utterly harmless.
it goes in further into the narrative of that Gloria or Mima hated Hank as well, and it's truly because Hank represents everything pure and good in the world, and so it was very important for Mima to poison Miles against him because he is sort of a contrast to a lot of her outlook. How what are the rules on spoilers? We're avoiding that stuff, right?
No,
Not
no,
now.
we give everything away now that the film's out, and we have a disclaimer that we run at the top of the show that tells people, you haven't seen the film.
And how are we
Yeah.
on full male nudity for this podcast?
I've been
as well?
very-
We really
pro.
encourage it.
I am not wearing pants.
I know, Cameron,
Thank
you
God.
left your camera vertical. We can see that.
yeah.
yeah.
Do you need to
No,
stand
we're all
for a
good.
second? Or...
You've never seen a man
hang on, I
wearing
already got
lace.
the
Yeah.
There's your Wyoming Longhorn, huh?
There it is. Woo-wee.
Call back for the people who didn't hear it. All the listeners don't know what that
For the
was.
joke before we started, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm in
That's
charge.
right.
good.
The listeners are probably
So-
like, why is he in such
But
a...
if you check out my podcast, I'm not doing new episodes, but check it out. It's really funny.
Please plug it. Yes. What's it
Interview
called?
with
Where
my
can they
dad.
It's
find
called
it?
Yellow Pod Sessions. You're gonna love
It's
it.
no longer available.
It could be.
It's been taken down.
I'll email it to you.
Apple, yeah, I think they took that down.
Yeah.
I think I got an email about that.
A lot of lawsuits.
Yeah,
So-
we should remind our viewers and our listeners that Michael is not in his normal studio. He's on the road in Wyoming, of all places. So that's why he looks the way he does, and that's the reference to the Longhorns that are right outside his window. So
That's why I have my
that.
Grand Tetons hat that I just got.
Very cool.
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, what could be more of a horror film than a ride in a car from Oregon to Wyoming with two very young children? I'm sorry, I'm not a father, but I can only imagine the fun
That's
that
a lot
3 and 18
scarier.
months. Yeah,
That's a
3 and
lot
18 months.
scarier
It
than
was,
our
That's a lot.
we had Paw Patrol on the iPad going pretty constantly, so that helped.
Sure. Yeah.
So we get to the cabin, and I got to tell you, when Carl first walks into the cabin, I didn't see the dark figure in the corner the first time I watched this film standing
I
there.
love that.
I did this time, and I had to go back and go, wait a minute, how did I fucking miss this? But I did, and I'm like, oh shit.
I remember when
so-
Gil pointed that out, that he had added that, and because I had missed it, I'd watched it, various cuts of it many, many times, and I'd never noticed it. And Gil pointed that out. And I was like, holy shit! And once you see it, it's so clear. But yeah, I love that. I think Gil.
Brian,
so
you have officially become the second person to notice it.
Okay.
Yeah, I totally noticed
and
it too.
Yeah, I mean,
right,
sorry,
Michael,
third
you're
after
the
Michael.
third.
Duh. Yeah.
Yeah, Brian just said that. I was like, when was this? Where's the timestamp?
It was a tough choice because, in one regard, you kind of want to honor the rules of the portal and the resurrection and the summoning and all that kind of stuff, but I wanted very much to put in an Easter egg that was truly barely noticeable. Like she really just drifts. It's not much, and it's not a real actor. It's a very rough mock-up I made from several pictures in Photoshop and comped together to make like this little entity. But I wanted to put in something spooky, an entity, a ghost, for the keen eye to pick up on. But that was just one of those, because I'm such a sucker for those. Like you watch like Haunting on Hill House or Haunting of Hill House. Haunting Hill House.
Yeah.
Like
Haunting of Hill
I
House.
love seeing those tiny little things in the corners, like the blink and you miss it kind of moments. And I wanted also to set a very clear rule of like, this place is not of this world and certainly not safe.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, I missed it the first time, and I watched it this time, and I went back. I think I watched it a couple of times this time just to see if you see her again or not. And you don't. And it was like, well done, because usually I catch that stuff, and that one went by me the first time. So
Yeah, it's wonderful to hear.
Yeah. So Miles explains that there was a legit fire in the cabin, and this is the cabin that his grandparents had built by hand. Turns out Grandma lost her mind. And then Miles sprays Carl with his Mima's scent. This caught me off guard. It was just so funny. I'm assuming it was just water, but or what was it, Cameron?
Battery acid.
I think it was water.
Yeah.
In the script, he says, and when we
vinegar,
shot it, I
yeah.
said apple cider vinegar, and then that detail ended up just getting cut from the edit. But it is apple cider vinegar.
The idea was that Mima's perfume was apple cider vinegar, which is just so horrifically rancid. But because the scene then continues to him getting it in his mouth and having to run away, doesn't really make sense because apple cider vinegar is consumable. So
it is.
We decided to cut it down. I loved the idea of Mima's perfume being apple cider vinegar. That is just so impossibly rancid to me. But it just didn't make sense.
And there's also like, you have to like be on balance with like that type of fun, because like that's I think it's a super funny joke that Gil and I laughed at, like giggled every time we read the script or did a different version. But there is like trying to keep this Mima character, certainly early in the movie, as harmless and classic a meme. We're already kind of messing with it that she lost a kid and kind of lost her mind. So it's like her scent was apple cider vinegar. People are going to start being like, oh, she was like the bad guy or whatever. So, I think you have to be careful, but it was sad to see it go because it's so offensive.
There's also another note I just want to say. When they get into the house and they talk about it being a burned down house and the fire guy said it was still a house, that was an adaptation to the script once we locked in that location, because that location had, in fact, almost burnt down. All the burn scars, all the soot, everything, that's real. That house was involved in a massive fire. And then it's on this film ranch in just north of sort of central Los Angeles, and because they have all these locations, they kept it as this sort of like spooky burnt down house. So once we locked in this place that had so much character, we just immediately went to the script and added in the fire line, just being like, well, we need to we can't not point at it, and we have to include this location, so we added that stuff in.
Nice.
Right now, that's great.
At one time there was even a cutaway to like an animation of the house burning down, and then I think you ended up cutting that.
There's a flash of fire, and there's a flash of presumably Mima's mother in a window, but it's like 20 frames.
Right. Oh, that's right. It is still in there. It is something.
Yeah.
Right.
I haven't actually seen the movie, so I don't know what's in there.
Dude, Cameron, you gotta check it out, dude. Like, if you're gonna do
Cameron,
these,
I'll send you a link to the torrent. Yeah, you
guys,
can
I
download
don't have
it.
time. Okay,
dude, you do.
He's a busy person.
Stop. You guys stop. Cameron, you gotta watch it, dude.
I don't.
Come on. Take one for the team.
Honestly, solid argument. You can't really beat that.
I can't force you. Just you sound like an idiot. You know?
He's just making shit up because he hasn't seen it.
He'll start drifting. He'll start talking about speed. He always does. He'll just start talking about buses and
Keanu
bridges.
comes in and
Yeah.
I haven't seen Speed.
Ooh,
you're good.
everybody stop the pod.
That's because
Watch
Michael
Speed,
was born.
And then we'll pick up where we left off.
It came out like 10 years before Michael was born, I think, right? Something like that.
Right.
When did it come out?
1994.
94. Was it 4? I was going to say no.
Oh, he's 4 years old.
Yeah, I was going to say, here it comes.
Yeah.
It even has the best. It inspired the best Simpsons joke. Do you guys remember that one? He's like, we should watch that movie where the bus is speeding down the road and the speed can't drop below 50 or else the speed will make it blow up. I think it's called The Bus That Couldn't Slow Down.
Yep. Oh, how funny. Well, another fun scene. We have the alcohol-infused party between Karl and Miles that ensues. And they read an old card that's on the coffee table, and then we see our first purplish pink lights that we get to see a lot of in this film, which represents the other dimension, which we'll get into here in just a little bit. And they drink, read another card, more pink, and then Hank shows up with his world famous eggs and just trying to be a good neighbor. He's got this platter he just wants to share, and he's
sweet lonely Hank.
Yep, that's right.
To be fair, though, I don't know if I would take too kindly to someone showing up on my porch with eggs.
But wouldn't you be curious if somebody is talking about it like his world famous eggs and they just look like boiled eggs, and you're like, what could this? What's happening?
There's
What does he
just
do
two
to
types
these
of people
eggs?
in this world. There are people who try one of those eggs, and there's people who don't. And like, you're one or the other. Like, I'm someone who, like, I think would be like, yeah, I'm going to try one of those eggs.
Yeah,
and maybe that's Darwinism taking me out at some point, and I shouldn't.
One of my favorite many ways in which we tortured Clay in the movie is skipping ahead to the kitchen scene where he actually consumes one of the eggs. He ate a boiled egg and then had to drink hot chocolate over it, and we did that multiple times. And honestly, not that I'm some sort of culinary mastermind, but I don't think those two flavor profiles mix particularly well.
They weren't good, but I would say that I also can't get totally mad because I'm one of the writers and that's in the script. So I really can't get mad. I mean, while I was doing it, I thought, good one, Clay, you stupid asshole. But
let me ask you this. Did you know when you were writing this, did you know you were already in the film as well, or did that come later?
Right. So for me, writing has always been a vehicle for acting, like just trying to take more, kind of control of your career and be able to do the things you want to do instead of kind of sit around waiting for auditions, so to speak. And Gil and I had been working together doing funny stuff for a while. So it was always a vehicle for that. Now, whether I was going to be Carl or Miles, that kind of went back and forth a number of times. So,
yeah. And Cameron, you've got a great line. I want to back up to when you guys first get to the cabin and we meet Hank, because your line to him is, "They can't be world famous eggs, Hank, because you're not famous." And then you hear him kind of chuckle and go, "Well, no, I mean, the eggs are famous. I'm not famous." And it was just a really funny, hear him in the distance, and you just totally ignore him and move on. But yeah.
There's another line he says right after that I think he just improvised, and it gets kind of lost in the scene moving on, but it's actually one of my favorite lines, where he's like, "And if you guys need me, I'm not doing anything later today or tomorrow." That makes me giggle.
He's just baking eggs.
We used to. So the lines, Miles's lines used to be a lot more aggressive, like really, really, really like demeaning and condescending. And then
like there's like, for example, that like at the stream where he's like, "I don't give a fuck what you think." Like it was a lot like that vibe.
That was the only one that stayed at that level, because I feel like I still did a few takes that way. Then you were kind of like, no, let's pull it back a little bit.
My only fear, and I think it was well placed, is like, you have to like these guys to a degree. And Miles, on all accounts, is, everybody's, Clay put it best once, the lifelong obligatory friend. I mean, he is a self-serving dipshit. And I think if you make him too ferociously sort of violent towards Hank, it departs from like a weird comedy into, well, this guy's just like a bad dude. Whereas like him being a little bit fed up with like the wholesome neighbor thing, is, you can accept it. But if he's just like bullying him, tormenting him, and exploding at him with like just disproportionate vitriol, then I think it's hard to keep liking the guy.
Yeah. Right. Yeah,
for
totally.
Sure.
The friendship definitely comes through in the film. I mean, you can tell they have been bros forever, and they just have that relationship, and that plays really well. And so does the dialogue between them as well. So yeah, for sure.
That was the first thing that when I watched it the first time, like when I was like 5 minutes in, I was like, this dialogue is really, really good. And I just love that aspect between the two friends. Like, I'm like, that's how like the friends I've been with since like elementary school, whenever we get back together, like this is how we're talking to each other. And so, yeah, it just comes across really well.
Oh man, that's awesome to hear. I think that's like, to Gil's point, like it was, again, we didn't want this to just be like friends. We want to get specific. And so it was like this very specific type of relationship. And I put a lot of time in that. So I loved hearing it. Loved hearing that.
So there's this other drinking game you guys are playing where you're tossing these ping pong balls into this skull-like type thing that's sitting on the table, and you finally sink one, and you have to drink from it, and it looks absolutely disgusting. I don't know what it was, but I hope that you'll tell me what it was, because it looked not pleasant.
Well, first off, it's not skull-like. It was a skull. It was a
skull. It was a skull. Okay. We'll drop the like.
Yep. I believe the actual mixture was like pudding with bananas or something, right? Wasn't it like banana and chocolatey?
It was banana chocolate pudding of sorts. Yeah.
So I think there was pudding, and then they mashed bananas in it to give it the thickness.
Yeah, honestly, got way better than hot chocolate and eggs.
Oof.
It actually didn't taste that bad, but one of my favorite parts about the movie is the sound effect of the slurping when we drink it, because that just makes me laugh.
Yeah, because I have a thing with...
That's Lana Wolverton. That's our editor laying in a sound bed, and she found the most like viscous slurping sound she could put her hands on.
As someone who like really struggles with like textures of like food and stuff, like that part made me like, whoa. The slurping, I was like, I'm going to puke.
Well, and a thing for me is people who eat very loudly and they make that sound naturally. So, when, I just, so when that came on, I'm like, oh God.
Another thing I will say,
sure.
Clay and I both play a lot of sports, and
Mhm.
we were both really annoyed that we couldn't make one in the thing. I don't think it's possible. Like, I think the physics of it, like a carnival game, like you can't. But Clay and I were trying, and Gil kept being like, all right, we got it. We got enough. Like, we'll just plan it. And Clay and I were like, no, we can do it. Like, give us another chance.
Yeah.
We are athletes. Let us perform.
Sabotaging our lines. Like, guess we have to start over.
Yeah.
Right. Well, things are getting crazy. Miles is now texting Carl's ex, Jessica. They're both just completely hammered at this point. We start seeing the pink more and more. Then we cut over to Hank's cabin. He notices the bright lights coming from next door. So he kind of wanders on over. And then Miles wakes up to Mima in his room, which it's a dream. We find out here in a second. And then back to Hank knocking at the front door. And this is where we get our opening kill, which we don't actually see, but Hank is possessed off screen.
The opening kill.
So that's nice. I mean, yeah.
It is nice. It's very sweet.
You don't want to see Thomas Lennon suffer. That's rough.
And that's why
Which
I
you
will
do
give
eventually,
this.
but
I will give this one a butcher knife kill because, first of all, he looks cool when he comes back, and we didn't see Thomas Lennon actually get possessed. So butcher knife for me, Michael.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it the same. I don't want to see him get hurt, and he's just such a wholesome soul. And Ned from 17 Again never deserves anything bad to happen to him. So yeah,
that's right. Neither does Lieutenant.
Is it
Dangle,
bad that that's the first thing I ever saw him in? And I was like, I love this guy.
That's the thing about him is like, I feel like, obviously he's known for like Lieutenant Dangle and stuff, but like, so many people have their favorites of someone like Thomas Lennon because he's been so good in everything he's done. Like every little part, whatever. He's just so good. Like I bet he gets that a lot. I bet more than other people in that world. He gets noticed for lots of wildly different things.
He's just funny. I follow him on Instagram, and some of the reels he posts, it's like, holy shit, where does he come up with some of this stuff? He's just
the real
so
deal, man.
funny. Yeah.
He's the real deal. He's just so funny, dude. And he's just so off the cuff. He's like everything you'd want him to be, right? Like, so he's genuinely that talented and then genuinely like loves it. Like he was collaborative. Like he wanted to he was so helpful, like do script reads of helping us with ideas and all this stuff. What if we did this? What if we did that? And just showed up and brought it and was such a good vibe. Like he just was such a dream.
Well, I think, Gil, when we talked, back in March, you were saying that you were stunned when you actually were able to cast him, that he was just like ready to go and come on board and play with you guys. And, I mean, when you look at a star like that just jumps on and he's a team player and you don't get the diva, you get somebody who's very collaborative and, makes the set fun. I mean, that's fantastic when that happens.
It's rare. And that one, honestly, all credit goes to Cameron Fife. I mean, Thomas Lennon joined the project because he'd worked with Cameron and he liked Cameron so much that Cameron reached out to him and he said yes immediately. And I think it was quite literally 2 minutes after Cameron sent him a breakdown of the movie with the script attached and he said, I'm in. There's no way he read the script in 2 minutes. So yeah.
I don't even know that I sent him the script in that initial email. I might have just been like, hey, I got something. Do you want to do it? And he was like, yeah. I'm pretty sure I could go back and look, but
I think
shout
he
out
said
Cameron then. That's impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah. He did. I think he mentioned the shooting dates, and I think Tom just looked at his calendar and was like, I'm not working then. I will make a movie with Cameron Fife happily.
Yeah.
Well, and even more stunning is that somebody actually likes Cameron. So that's great.
Here, Brian.
Wow.
Jesus, Brian, that's not how we treat our guests.
Oh, I'm sorry. I lost my head. It's our season finale. Who cares? Who gives a shit, right?
We're going to talk about this later.
All right. We'll talk about it later.
That's
not in
actually
front
going
of
to be
company,
my
though.
butcher knife for the episode.
That is the opening kill of this interview. That's pretty good.
That's the opening kill right there. Good God. I apologize. What the hell I'm doing. Well, we go back now where
Brian, that's what you're doing.
Well, I try. We have Miles and Carl. They wake up in the living room, and they're just both completely hungover. And Hank is in the room, and all hell breaks loose. I'll have you guys talk about this scene because it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I mean, we the idea was we've seen subtle signs of something, these purpley particle magic kind of appearing throughout, and now Hank is this possessed entity, and this is the moment where basically he opens the portal to the allness, this sort of realm between dimensions. And it's the first time our very unlikely, very undesirable heroes are confronted with what lies ahead of them, which is impossible to comprehend interdimensional danger. And it's really also the first time where you really see the duality of the movie, which is this almost cosmic horror sci-fi element and this absurdist buddy comedy. And it's the first time we really start dancing between the two central kind of feelings of the movie, and was a lot of fun to sort of raise the stakes, make those stakes believable and menacing and threatening, while still maintaining the sort of ridiculous comedy, friendship, kinship between these characters. And it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. And then there's a nice little flashback that happens with Mima and Miles as well, which kind of sets up a few things here. And then in the present, Miles finds the book of instructions that Mima left. We learn about the gateway to the allness, where all the darkness in the world comes from. And then Mima is resurrected, which
and looking hot as
creepiest
ever.
thing I think I've ever seen in a horror film. I was like, what the fuck? This was
it's
like
very uncanny valley. Like it's a bizarre look, and I dig it.
Yeah,
Troyan was such a trooper. It in the script, I mean, initially it was all written based on what I thought I could pull off VFX wise, because we didn't know that we would even have the money for special effects. And then we got Brenna and Lee, who are our SFX team on the shoot. They were just so incredible. And I tested them with, I was like, can we get rid of all her facial features and just have a sheet of her skin? And then it presented us with the sort of inevitable conundrum of how will she breathe? And then so they started doing a test, and while doing the test, they had just the nose out, and they had these two holes bore out for her eyeballs, which initially I planned on painting out. But once I saw just like the nose and these two holes that look like, the her ocular tubes, whatever they're called. Crap, I can't remember the biological
ocular
term.
tubes.
But
that's what they're
that's
called.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah.
geez.
Is that the scientific term?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like when we had that, and it just looked so weirdly unfinished, which is what the idea was, that like she hadn't fully materialized.
Right.
We just kept it, and we had the cut in the mouth, which I then painted out for the few shots in which you can't see her mouth. But
Right.
it was fun, and it was haunting, and the big thing of all is like we didn't have money to do some crazy creature makeup per se, so the idea was like, how can we make something you really haven't seen much of before, but will still have that horror impact? And what's more as well is like we had discussed at length about getting maybe like an older woman to actually physically perform as older Mima, and to maybe do the voice for older Mima, just because Cameron had rightly pointed out that it's like it was one of, I believe, one of his big pet peeves, but also like a real pet peeve of people, is like young people playing old and it not selling.
Yeah. Right.
But Troyan over-delivered in such an impactful way. Like her physical mannerisms, her voice, it was completely believable. And so she blew us away with it in every regard, but like her ability to play somebody very old and undead and recently returned was so convincing and worked so well with this incredibly uncomfortable special effects makeup, and just made it all work.
I was going to ask if that was Troyan, if she did play both of those parts, because you really can't tell. And man, that's incredible.
Yeah, she's the real deal. Troyan is unbelievably talented, and she just like, and I've said this before, but like the way like she grounds this movie in such an important way. Like on the page, Mima's absurd. Like we were trying to write her as a sweet old grandma, but it was like cartoonish almost. And then certainly as she evolves and changes and stuff, and she's just such a good actor. Just like grounds it and keeps it so real that like it allows Cameron and I to be like crazy. It allows us to have more fun, take those weird chances. Because she just like kept us tethered to the world a little bit, which I mean, a credit to her. It's like our writing is not that good, dude. Like she crushed it. she made us look good.
Well, one of my favorite aspects about the Mima and her look is some of the interesting descriptive ways that you boys describe her. One of my favorite being Gandalf stick. Like that is so
oh my God.
iconic.
Which again is actually a Troyan. Troyan came up with that one.
She pitched that. She pitched that on the day. We had two lines. I think it was like an angry Muppet or a haunted thumb, and then we were like, no, we need different ones. And I think I pitched haunted hot dog, and then Troyan said Gandalf stick, and we're like, oh my God.
And the plan was always like we had 2 or 3 scripted, and then we were gonna just improvise a bunch and just kind of throw them out. And then once she threw out Gandalf stick, we were like, oh yeah, that's it. We're not.
That's the winner.
Which honestly, hilariously, with our marketing materials, where we've been like, posting little teasers and cut downs and stuff, I posted one that had the Gandalf stick line, and boy, did it upset some obviously Lord of the Rings mega fans.
Oh, sure.
like you don't talk about it that way.
Yeah, I mean, like truly,
it looks princely and shiny.
They were safeguarding Gandalf's dick like it was a personal family member. They were just assuming like, why would you even say that joke? How would they even know what it looks like? I'm like, oh my God, why do you care?
We've all seen it. He's on OnlyFans.
Oh, the hot dog folks are here.
How would they know what it looks like? How do you not know what it looks like? It's Gandalf's dick.
So you're saying it doesn't look like that? How do you know?
Yeah. Jeez.
Oh, the internet is so wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. In all the worst ways.
She takes a knife and obviously slits her mouth so she can talk. And then there's a scene where she's sitting at the table and they draw on eyebrows and eyes onto her face and makes this just look so goofy. It's so funny. And yeah. And then we get the explanation.
That's my favorite. It's my favorite joke of the whole movie. That was all Clay.
I think we immediately were just like, we loved it. And then the way that it came together once we saw it, once we had seen it, like when they'd actually done the drawing and how it just, the fact that really lived up to the hype. Then we're like, let's put lipstick on and all this stuff. And then that's just been like the most precious, I think, thing for us, is being like, when we were creating the marketing stuff, we're like, there's certain things we just don't want to give away, leading up to the movie. And like the drawn on face, like we're like tempted to put it on posters, but we're like, do we? Like, because when we were at like festivals, like that, the moment when they like, yeah, there's my girl, and it like turns around and then there she is, like people like explode. It was so fun.
Wow.
It's such a
she
good
starts
moment.
to explain the allness, the realm between realities, and she needs to close the portal, and she needs them to bring her back to her full form so she can finish the job. Turns out she's too weak to go, so she sends Karl and Miles instead, and she sends them with a sack lunch in case they get hungry later, which is hysterical. Just hands them the lunches.
Like a good Mima.
Like a good Mima does. And she also sends Hank in to guide them. So nothing good can come from this. And if they fail in their task, they're all going to die. That's going to be the end of it. So, yeah.
Little detail there.
Yeah.
Yeah, little detail. So they do arrive in the Allness, and this is where we get all these really cool effects. This world just looks so cool. And they have, their task is they have to carry Riker's Goblet of Lifeblood to the Cave Osiris. So their journey begins.
As one does.
As one does.
You really did your research.
Yeah.
I mean, they come to the neon pink river, purple river. They try to cross it, lose control of the blood. Karl gets drenched with it. And talk about these effects. These are pretty crazy. What happens next?
Yeah, I mean, like, again, this whole thing was designed on what I thought I could do on my computer alone. So, it's a lot of, we shot in the woods, not far away from Los Angeles proper, like in near Simi Valley. And a lot of it was, like, I love kinetic moving camera shots, but I never stood a chance of having, like, shallow focus, crazy moving shots and still pulling off these effects. So that's why there's a lot of more static shots, but it also helps paint a world that's very surreal. And these wider shots as well really afford us to give a sense of, like, the whole world morphing and changing. And, like the river, for example, I got into Blender, a 3D program, and I had to run water simulations that worked with, this modeled version of the riverbed, and had to isolate the guys on the background and basically find a way that I could kind of distort the image around them without distorting them too much, because we still needed to connect to them. I didn't want the whole thing to feel too cartoonish, and also we had to escalate. It's like, as they stay in there longer, as Mimo warns, the world will start playing tricks on your mind. We had to go somewhere, so I had to be weird and surreal, but still have somewhere to go and still exist within the finite abilities of what I could pull off on my computer. Mm-hmm. It was a lot of fun, but it also really works as, like, the great vessel for it, and, like, Karl is the only one who gets bloodied, and boy does he get bloodied. And the idea is, this whole thing that Miles has dragged him into, and Miles remains very much untouched by any sort of fallout. And Karl just gets absolutely hammered by it all, which, really for like, his big character arc is like, how far will you get pushed before you stand up for yourself? And the illness just played just a fantastic opportunity for us to push him in just extreme directions.
So soon they realize they're lost, but then they finally do reach the cave, and now they're being pursued by Quiddles. Let's talk about the Quiddles. Was that one actor that played all of the Quiddles?
That's Jesse O'Neill. He's a dear friend of mine and a great actor. And he's got, like, a shaved head. He like always gets cast as, like, a gangster or a thug or somebody who's holding a gun. And when I approached him to do this,
or something.
And he was so elated to play something that wasn't like a white supremacist or a gangster. So he was so happy.
Not to say that Quiddles aren't those things.
Yeah, I mean, they're
right.
deeply racist.
Oh, geez.
But the Quiddles were wonderful. So, because again, we were just thinking of stuff we could pull off for cheap, and I had actually just done a shoot with Jesse where he was like this ghoul who had fake skin on his face, and we put on silicone skin and rubbed it and made these patches. And I was like, well, shit, okay. I mean, that was pretty easy and cheap. I guess we could cover him in fake skin and have him rip off his skin. That was something I learned that was possible. And then I remember the writing session, Clay and I were just talking about, like, because we were also trying to, like, really bolster some of the fear and the strangeness of the allness. And we were just discussing the Quiddles, and we wanted to be constantly dancing that line of scary, but also, like, confusingly otherworldly. Like, why is he patting his legs? Where is he, like, looking for his keys? Like, he doesn't, like, what does it mean? So just to be constantly dancing between, like, a seemingly innocent, impish little character, but also something that will crawl up your asshole and seek shelter.
Right. Well, what's funny is when Miles and Karl are in...
Just when they couldn't get any sexier, they can do that
now.
I
know. So Miles and Karl are in the cave, and you just see, Hank running around trying to distract, and they're coming after Hank, and poor Hank just, he can't win. So they do end up delivering the blood. They end up back in the cabin. Mima now transforms back into a much younger version of herself. There's a very funny scene right after this where Miles accuses Karl of wanting to fuck his Mima. And I'm just like...
Nothing funny about it.
Nothing funny about it. No,
dead ass.
Not at all.
It was, I will say, and I've said this, I forget when before, but I feel like shooting that scene with Cameron in, like, that room, what felt like for me was like the peak of us in this shoot. Like, I feel like that was a time when I truly wasn't like, I wasn't thinking about lines, I wasn't thinking like anything, and like we were so in sync, and we were just like, every take was slightly different because we were playing off each other's energy. And like, I remember coming out of that scene, whatever that day, and being like, oh fuck yeah, like that was dope. Like I love that scene. That scene always like hits whenever I watch it. I'm like, that was the best.
Totally. Also, just filming it was fun because like so many of the scenes were really complicated because we were like acting with the VFX things, or it was pieced together because there were other things going on, or just various challenges. But that was one where it was like, we're in a room, it's just us two, the coverage is simple, go. And like so it was just a really fun thing to do.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, and then younger Mima now goes to run a bath for Miles, and she bathes Miles, leaving Karl stuck with Hank on the couch, and they have this very interesting conversation. But the bathroom scene is pretty interesting as well. So.
That's Gil's favorite line that he wrote very early that made me squirm. And Gil, you tell them all about it. So I would like to hear your.
Well, yeah, I mean, I wanted to ride the discomfort to a way that almost like countered the sort of the weight of the scene, and then at the very end where she says "spread him" when she's cleaning his backside. Clay, being a much sweeter, more wholesome person than I am, he was like, I really, really, really don't like this line. And I said, well, if we cut it, I walk away. So it's up to you, man. It's like, it's this line or you make this movie alone.
And like Gil just said that in a really eloquent way that made it sound like it was a really creative choice. I also think it was probably like 11 p.m. We've been writing for 12 hours and he wanted to say something that to make me wake up or snap to it. But every time we'd like read it, then like we'd revisit it, we'd work on the next draft, spread him would come and it'd be the same thing. He would laugh, say, I'm never getting rid of it. And I would just be like, oh my God.
It's divisive. Some people are just like, what the fuck? And some people think it's hilarious.
Well, I thought it was
I'm
hilarious.
a fan.
I'm a fan too. So sorry, Clay. You're outnumbered here, I think. How did you feel about it, Cameron?
Last time I checked.
It was one of my favorite lines when I read the script. I laughed really hard, and I knew that they were arguing over it and they hadn't settled on it, and that it might go away. And I didn't want to say anything, but I was definitely pulling for Gil on this one. And then I think at the first table read, when we were getting notes from Troyan and Tom, I think they asked Troyan was like, "How do you feel about this line? Like, are you comfortable?" And she was like, yeah, it's the best line in the movie. Like, it's hilarious. And I'm like, okay.
Right. And then something happens that kind of sets up the end of the movie. We find out that Mima and Miles are essentially one, since it was Miles's blood that, brought her back. And so she pinches herself or something, and then he feels the pain. And so we realize there's now this physical link there as well. And that'll be important when we get into the final scenes here. Hank on the couch with Karl reveals indirectly that he didn't reopen the portal. It was somebody else. And then Mima admits that it was her. Now we have some trust issues coming into play here between them.
Yeah. The sort of the delicate balance we were trying to do is, you have to expose some of the narrative and some of the intentions of the characters, but you never really want to, you don't want to sort of telegraph too much who's what, and one of the most important things for us was for people to look at Mima not as some sort of like antagonist in it, but to look at her as this begrudging hero, as this woman who is, she's prone to like, dark execution of everything, but she has to be, and saving the world is dark and gray and difficult, and so that became that was a very delicate threading of the needle, and I really a lot of that boils down to the acting. Truly, is like they're exposing stuff, and their intention is known through their disposition, through how they appear on screen, and it's very difficult to get that stuff across and not give away too much, and credit to the guys and to Troyan for pulling that off.
I think this is the point of the film where I started to get suspicious now of Mima, that this wasn't all on the up and up, that there was something else going on, and couldn't quite pinpoint it, but I thought it was going to go in a different direction. And it did eventually here, but no, I mean,
it wasn't the spread 'em line that made me a little bit weary of her. That was actually, I'd never been more on board with her. I was like, this woman,
She's
salt
the guy.
the earth.
She is the good guy.
She's
No
the hero.
two ways about it.
Miles admits that Meemaw told him he couldn't sell the cabin until he brought Karl up to the cabin so they could read the cards and start this whole sequence of events. Again, some trust issues. Miles goes back into the portal without Karl, who takes too long making up his mind. Clay.
Sorry. Don't trust. Don't jump through portals unless I know what I'm doing. I guess I'm a bad guy.
Yeah, well. And we do get some more backstory about Meemaw. We find out that, she didn't have a very easy life. Her dad used to hit her for sport. Her mother would threaten to beat her just because she hated her. And then she set fire to her childhood home to destroy evil at its source.
That's very much it. It's funny that we had like a backstory exposition idea for Meemaw, but I believe it was, I think we really fleshed it out after Troyan came on board and did her table read, because I really cannot express just how like tangible of a moment of elevation it was when she first started reading at the table read. I was like, oh, we have somebody who has immeasurable gravitas. So we went back and wrote that scene knowing that we had somebody who could just take a monologue and give it so much gravity and just so much impact that we fleshed it out more. And then obviously you want to pepper that stuff earlier on, so that kind of changed Miles's sort of exposition monologue of when they first get into the cabin. And as you redraft, and we shot eventually draft 16 of the script, but as you go back and forth about these things, you take your sort of necessary Legos of exposition and you spread them throughout the movie, and then we could give Troyan something balanced to perform without feeling like we were stopping the train and
Sure.
checking in at the exposition station.
Right, exactly. Right. And she says that the darkness didn't enter our world. The dark is our world. So that was another clue of things to come here. Now, there is a moment here that kind of upset me a little bit. I'll be honest. It's when Hank and Karl are sitting on the couch and she waves her hand, and now Hank is Hank again, not the demon. She takes his hot poker and jams it into his leg and tortures poor Hank. And then she does the hand wave again, and he's now a demon. That I didn't care so much. But when he was not, I'm like, oh, you guys, leave Hank alone.
Yeah.
Yep. By design.
By design. Miles returns with the sword that he was sent to the portal to retrieve, and he looks like a caveman now. He looks like he's been there for more than just, yeah, exactly. More than just a few minutes that he's been gone. Total new look, and which I thought was great.
Love the look. Yeah. Looks fantastic.
That's
really does.
That's
yeah.
Megan Leon, our one person costume department. She took that yuppie look and she got doubles of everything, and then she refashioned every aspect of his yuppie look into different things. So like he has these horrific sandals that she fashioned into like an arm guard and something else, and
oh my God.
she just repurposed the same preppy look into this kind of cave dwelling survivor look, and it was
so
art.
Impressive.
I mean, it was just
impressive.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And like even it was literally we had a different shot for when he returns from the portal, but because of how funny she made his shoes, we changed the composition of the shot so that he could step into frame, and we'd tilt up and move back on him so that the shoes could get their moment in the sun, because they were just so brilliantly funny.
Right. They were my favorite character, the shoes, I think.
The shoes.
You're not alone. Not alone, Michael.
Yeah, I'm sorry, boys. Like, it's not you. It's the shoes.
Don't be sorry.
We're on your side.
You recognize greatness.
Truly.
God,
truly.
Well, that does remind me. We have a segment coming up where we'll do the stats on the film at the end. And we always pick a favorite character, but this is the first time we've ever had characters in front of us live before. So this will be interesting tonight, but we'll get that get that when we get there.
Don't worry, we're very emotional and take everything personally, so it's good.
Good.
Perfect. That's what we want to hear.
Season 2 finale.
Karl, It is the finale. Yeah. Carl tries to convince Miles that his Mima is going to destroy the world. Of course, he doesn't believe him. He's still pissed that Carl didn't go into the portal with him. And once again, all hell breaks loose, and we end up back in the Ulnus again, and things are just kind of crazy because Carl's about to be sacrificed. And I was not expecting that.
That's great. Yeah, I mean, it's
Either was Carl.
The sacrifice. The sacrifice was actually right from our earliest draft of the script. The idea being that Miles was such a myopic, self-serving guy who, even though he loves this guy, would know that sacrificing his best friend was part of the plot, but was so fixated on selling the cabin and becoming a real estate tycoon that he would just move forward and kind of kick the can down the road and be like, I'll figure it out. Like the concept of having to kill your best and clearly only friend was always on the cards. And he was like, we'll get to that. Was good. And it was also really important to keep it a surprise all the way to the end. And I was proud of our rate of exposition in that regard. That didn't come across too obvious.
Right.
And to be fair, in this real estate environment, like, can we really blame him? Like,
you got to do what you got to do, man.
You gotta, man. Like,
you guys
God
even
forbid
know
a
what
man
the
wants to
interest rate
diversify
is
his
right
portfolio.
Yeah.
You guys even know what the interest rate is right now?
7 something.
I don't know. I'm asking.
I don't. I already have my house bought, so I don't pay attention to that anymore.
Can I
just know it's
stay
not pretty
in
out there.
Wyoming with you for a little bit?
I was looking at stuff like my mom was showing me stuff like you could move here.
I don't need to hear
Kind
it.
of tempting.
I do not need to hear the
sounds like
property
there's
value
a
of
couple
Wyoming.
empty rocking chairs over there.
Yeah.
There is.
I'll take
yes.
one. I call one.
If you can help
the whole podcast.
help with the cows and I think there's a
Sure,
chicken
I
down the
imagine
road.
they kind of just take care of themselves, but I don't know cows.
They do.
So
Yeah, there's a bull. He's got giant balls. Just
good for him.
throwing that out there.
Good for him.
Yeah,
Probably
it is.
uncomfortable.
They're beautiful.
Oh my god.
Well, Mima hands the sword to Miles so that he can go ahead and kill Carl, but she grabs it back and kills Hank before handing the sword back to Miles. So that is kill number 2. Again, he dies twice, once as a human and then as a demon. So we'll give Thomas Lennon 2 kills in this film.
The last guy you want to see dead dies twice.
I know. And I loved the sounds that he made when he was the demon trying to talk. I mean, that's so funny the way he was vocalizing when he was the demon. I mean, that's just
a lot of that is just his voice, and then a lot of it, Lana, our editor, actually came up with a brilliant way of doubling up his audio and pitch shifting it as he spoke.
Yeah.
But a lot of the final noises you hear is Tom Lennon, and it was, I may have spoken about this last time we spoke, but it was his idea to inhabit a sort of in between Hank rather than being, because initially we had him like, she turns the dial on him, as it were, and he's kind of like his cheery self, but also he's there on her mission, and he pitched being this in between version of himself, and which robbed him of most of his dialogue, but rendered us in a situation where we had this kind of in-between grunting, ill-communicating ghoul, and he just did it so well, and it becomes such a funny aspect of this kind of like adventuring trio.
Yeah.
And if like Thomas Lennon pitches an idea, like all you do is wait for him to finish talking and then go, yes, and then you just do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Correct him? Like, no.
Yeah. Like, oh, Tom, I'm sorry. We kind of have a different vision. Like, what are we?
Right.
It's like, no, we're like, okay, Thomas Lennon. Yeah, dude. Do you want to play my part? You want to direct? What do you want?
I get the feeling from, what you all have said about him, even if you did kind of say, no, it's not what we want to do, he'd be totally cool with it and just kind of let you guys do what you wanted to do, I would think. I mean, just like.
I'm sure, but also like he's not pitching stuff, is not coming from a place of like wanting to assert dominion. He's coming from a place of this makes the film better. And he's also not pitching ideas unless he's like into it and has something cool to contribute. So it's not like he ever pitched something bad and we did it because Tom Lennon asked us to. He only pitched ideas when they were well considered and tangibly beneficial to the movie.
Sure.
Yeah, and so to that end, we didn't really get to test that theory of how he would he take us not going with his ideas, because like that guy's forgotten more about this industry than we know. And so like when
Right,
he
right.
has an idea, you're just like you're genuine like, oh shit, that's crazy smart.
Yeah.
So like you just
totally
said yes to everything.
So the sword goes back to Miles, and instead of sacrificing Carl, he impales himself on the sword. And because him and Mima are connected, she also, in the process, now has a stab wound. And now they find themselves back in the cabin, and he tells Carl to sell the cabin, and then he dies, sadly, which I wasn't expecting, but it makes sense.
That's great. And also is like, I'm just so proud of Cameron and Clay for like that moment really works. Like it has emotional weight in a movie that you just don't expect it, because things are so uproarious and silly, but you really believe in their friendship, their love, and I think it's also like a remarkably redeeming moment for Miles, who is on all accounts not a particularly lovable character, but one of my favorite reactions we've been getting from since before the movie came out at festivals and since the movie came out is people saying like, "Oh, I really felt sad when Miles died." Be like, well, that's great. That's a testament to Cameron's performance, to Clay's as well.
Yeah.
And just like super fun to shoot. Like, I think one of that we wanted, as always with like most of our humor when we were writing this, is like, how can we always be striking the balance between funny and whatever the other emotion is, So it's like, we want to have this heartfelt death, but we also want to keep the gag going of blood being all over Carl's face. And just having to shoot that was such an incredible thing too. Was it Brenna, right? Who was, who's kind of tucked behind Cameron in this crazy way, like where all she could do was kind of dip her fingers in this like cup of blood and just wait for a cue and then like try to splatter. It was like an incredible job by her. But super fun.
Yeah. And the final scene before the credits is Carl driving down the road, and he's fake calling his ex-girlfriend, and we think he's actually calling her. And then we realize no, because then he says, well, that's what I'm going to tell her. I'll do it tomorrow. And that's what I'll say to her. And then we go to the credits, but wait, there's more, because there's a scene hidden in the credits. And I love this scene because it's the new owners of the cabin. They show up and they're greeted by the ghosts of Hank and Miles, basically, who were in the place. And Hank, this is where he really is Lieutenant Dangle here. That comes out. It doesn't really come out in the rest of the film, but here, just his mannerisms, I recognized it, especially when he makes the Bernadette Peters reference. It's like, oh, that's Jim Dangle. That's totally him. And it made me laugh so much.
I think that was one of the few scenes that was mostly improvised.
Yeah.
Like, I had a couple scripted lines, and you think he had one scripted line, but then... And we might have done it just straight up one take, but then Gil was like, just go, just have fun. Yeah. And then, so then, we just,
I think we did 3 takes. First one was script. Second 2 was just having fun. And it was also, it's just so gratifying as well. You've got, like Miles and Hank. Hank clearly loves Miles, wants to be friends with him. Miles has been pushing it off forever, and we have him slowly kind of get closer. And, Miles really cares when he's killed. And then it was just such a nice button to be like, they're buds. Like they're
stuck together for all eternity.
Also, they don't have a choice to be buds because they're stuck.
It was very satisfying.
I also want to give a shout out to Patrick Lawler, who did the phenomenal opening and closing title animations. I love films that do this, and these were some of the best I've seen. I mean, they were just sick.
Truly.
Amazing. I'll relay that to him.
Amazing work.
And great song, like Jane Leo coming in with that, and then with those cards and how they're synced up. Like really, the first time I saw that, I like got chills. I was like, that is sick. It's awesome.
Yeah,
I do have to say, Brian is a slut for like a opening credit. Like he loves that shit, and like he was bricked up for him. Like he was stoked about it. Like that's one of the first things he was texting me about.
I know it sounds weird. So I'm an indie filmmaker and I'm an editor first and foremost. That's I'm better at editing than anything. And so when I see shit like that, I get super excited. And yeah, this film was definitely over the top. It was fantastic.
He was
Loved
plumb
it.
just tickled pink about it.
I was. I mean, that's the first thing I told Michael. I said, "Wait till did you see the end credits yet? Watch the end credits. Those are so fucking cool."
I was like, okay, I guess I will. I normally just like, I'm like, oh, credits started, I'm out. But I
that's
stuck
the problem
around.
because then everybody
cool.
misses that scene, and it was a decision to put it right at the end, and also like to give everybody who made the movie their moment in the sun, and also to get people to watch the credit. Because I've worked with Pat Lawler for years, and when I asked him to do this, I was like, can you go full Pat Lawler on it? And sure enough, he just always goes above and beyond. And it was also just a very fun moment for me. Like Jane Leo is a band I know well. I've done some videos for them, and I just think their music was just so perfectly the frequency of our movie. And there are 5 of their songs in our film. And then I got to combo that with Pat just flexing every muscle he had, and he just took something that could have been quite forgettable and pedestrian and turned it into something that was its own little piece of eye candy.
Definitely. Final wrap up. Kill count ended up being 4. A couple of doubles in here. We have the 2 Hank kills. We have the Mima and Miles kill, but we'll count all of them separately and make that 4. All right, Michael, here we go.
All right.
Be gentle. Favorite character?
I mean, it's Miles for me. I just always loved that type of character. Just like the kind of like the asshole, but lovable. And I mean, yeah, not to give you any like compliments, Cameron, but I think you pulled it off wonderfully, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Thank you.
I think for me, it's going to be Hank. He just very endearing. And even as Demon Hank, he was endearing as well. So probably going to be Hank for me. Favorite kill?
I mean, I think the one that holds the most weight and therefore is probably the most impactful is the Miles Mima kill, right? Like, yeah, like that's clearly the best one for me.
Right. I'm going to agree. I mean, I agree with that one. Yeah, it was definitely for me. It was the Mima Miles kill, but this one was hard. Favorite scene, Michael?
I like it's just the goofy one, but when they're just like going through the house, Miles got the raccoon hat on, and they're just like clearing it. Like I just thought that was so preposterous and fun. I love that scene. That's probably my favorite one.
Yeah,
talking about fart cops.
Yeah, fart cops.
Divisive stuff.
Very divisive.
Loved it. Big fan. Big fan. Yep. That's some highbrow stuff.
That was a fun scene. That's kind of hard to rival. Although I did like the hidden scene in the credits too. I just thought just the spontaneity of it was really good. But inside the film itself, I think when they finally get into the allness and you see it for the first time, that was pretty overwhelming. I was like, wow, this is really cool. So I think when they first get there and they see the first quiddle, because there is one by itself and it opens up its stomach and you see that. So probably for me, that's probably my favorite scene. Michael, how screwed are we? Would we make it out of this film? Would we survive the allness?
No, I'm not. I just don't think I have it in me. Anytime there's like cosmic stuff going on, I'm like, yeah, no, I'm too dainty for this.
Yep.
I'm not carrying blood over to rivers. I'm not. Yeah, no.
Well, no, I wouldn't be doing that either. Yeah, I wouldn't survive this either. I would not be able to make it back. I would get lost in the woods. I would not even be able to find the cave to begin with. So I'm lost forever.
Now, I may have died of a heart attack when Mima said to spread it, frankly. Like
I'm curious if you think you had a better shot at surviving the allness that we see or the spider sex allness that we don't see.
Oh, yeah.
Give me that freaky spider sex.
Yeah, there you go. I knew you were a freak. I knew it.
Yeah. which is the sequel. We shot that simsimultaneously, and that will come out. In, what,
golly, I cannot wait.
They are not going to allow us to put that out.
Can't wait for that.
It's grim.
Graphic is the word I would use. Scrap.
A lot of close-ups.
Is there
like
full frontal spider stuff?
Full frontal, full
God,
backle.
yes. But the spiders, it's not real.
bottomsies.
It's not accurate spider anatomy.
Yeah,
It's not.
there's not a
It's too
single
human.
hole on a spider that we don't have a macro shot of. It's
Beautiful.
really much, man.
That's what cinema's been missing, I think.
Thank you.
That's why we made it.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yes.
So our final girl, final boy score, of course, Karl is the final boy. I give him an 8.
But me.
I give him a 2. Just kidding.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Wait, what is
He goes
too
through
good?
a lot. 2 is the best.
It's like golf.
Yeah, two's
it's
the
golf
best.
rules.
Yeah.
You want
Yeah.
You want it low
Wink,
as
wink, nod,
possible.
nod.
Honestly, though, I think he does have a really good like arc of kind of finally becoming his own person and being able to stand up for himself. So I think I'll do like high. I'll do an 8 too. Why not? That's a
Okay.
nice number.
And star grade on the film from 1 to 5, 5 being the best.
2.
Ryan,
Oh, wait, were you asking me?
what was that? I'll give it. I know. It's already on Letterboxd. You can see my grade. I gave it a 4.
I gave it a 4 as well. So, yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Of course.
Slasher survival tip. If your dead Mima suddenly comes back from the illness and drones on about demons and the apocalypse, maybe don't stand there debating whether she's really herself, no matter how hot she looks. Get back in your car and just leave.
Smart.
It's the best thing
That
to
is
do
a
right
that
there.
is a good rule of thumb, man.
That was the first
Definitely.
draft of our script, and then we realized the movie sucked. So we
Yeah.
had to make them stay and go through some stuff.
Yeah, we had to raise some stakes.
Yeah. We're like, and then they just
gotta make
left and everything
mistakes.
was cool.
Right.
The end.
Yeah, that's more boring.
So, Gil, we've talked about demons, apocalypse, and haunted Mimas, but none of that tells us how you would actually do in a horror movie. And it really doesn't tell us, as much as we would like to know about Gille Klabin, the filmmaker. So now it's time for a segment that we like to call Killer Instinct. It's a round of questions for you, Gil. Don't even think about them. Just answer as quickly as you can. And this will give us more of an insight into Gille Klabin, the horror filmmaker. Are
Yes,
you ready? Are you prepared to bare your soul to us?
Certainly.
All right.
And there's lots of pressure here.
Favorite horror movie of all time?
Top of my head right now.
Did you miss
I'd
the part when we
say-
said quickly? No, just kidding.
Yeah. Well, there was a shuffle going on, and the answer is just going to be, for the sake of brevity, I'm going to say Event Horizon.
Ooh,
Oh shit. Okay.
good film.
Okay. Damn. What's one horror villain or demon you absolutely would not want to encounter in real life?
Probably the girl from The Ring.
Yeah. Samara.
Yeah.
I do not like her.
She's icky.
You're trapped at the end of the world. What's the one comfort food you'd still want around?
Probably cyanide. A lot of cyanide.
You don't even need
I
a
would-
lot. Why do you need
I
a
would
lot?
guzzle it. I want to make sure,
You-
man. I'm
you
I'm
need a
eating
little
a
bit of
brick. I'm eating a brick of cyanide.
That's the most real answer I've ever heard. That's good.
I agree.
What am I gonna fucking eat? Like a hoagie? No, I'm gonna fucking end my life right away.
Gil opted
Unless
out
it's a
of like an
cyanide
extra
hoagie.
week's worth
Yeah.
of water because he just needed more cyanide.
Yeah. Like, okay, we
Oh
got
my
cyanide.
God.
Do you need anything else? Yeah, double cyanide. I need a whole bunch
Double
of
it.
No, that's
Triple it if
actually
you need.
we actually gave you more than enough. No.
What is a horror movie that scared you most as a kid?
Oh, John Landis's Thriller video for Michael Jackson.
Ooh.
Hands down.
Yeah.
That fucked me up. Something
Yep.
rotten. And I loved it. And I watched
Yeah.
it multiple times.
Yeah. Who survives longer in an apocalypse, the horror fans or the people who never watch horror movies?
I'm going to say maybe people who don't watch horror movies because they're not familiar enough with the threats. And they're just like, oh, I got this. No, you fucking don't.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. What's your favorite horror movie death scene of all time?
Fuck. Horror movie death scene. Christ, my mind is full blank. I mean, I am tempted to go back to Event Horizon when the guy's like on the chair all being all pulled out, but
Yeah.
Or maybe death scene. Wasn't there a Saw movie when somebody fell into a pit of syringes? That was pretty fucked up.
Yeah, that was gross.
I was describing that to my wife and she left the room.
That's fair. That scene makes me just skin crawl. I hate it.
Yeah, not a fan.
If your possessed demon grandmother starts chasing you through the woods, what's your survival strategy?
Probably void my bowels.
That works.
Never seen anybody try it.
start.
I reckon it would work.
Make you a little
I'm not
faster.
going to want to touch you. Yeah.
Yeah. And I've dropped all that poop weight, so I can probably run just that little bit
Oh, you're
faster
going to be
than I
so
need to
fast.
survive.
You're going to be like
I mean-
Usain Bolt.
Yeah. That's all he did is
What's
take
it-
dumps before.
Yeah. Like a new man after it. What is one horror trope you'll never get tired of?
Guys, this is so academic. I'm struggling. Horror trope I'll never get tired of. This is a bit abstract, but when characters have to embrace the evil to combat the evil, like I like it when the characters have to go fucking dark to fight the dark. I like that a lot.
On the other side, one horror trope you would ban forever.
Fuck, 90% of them. Anybody doing anything convenient for the plot. Like,
Right.
don't go upstairs. Just leave. What are you talking about? Don't or like when you're telling a reason to somebody and you come up with like a bullshit lie, like, just say the truth. What are you doing? What a waste of time. This is so convenient. I hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we don't need to split up. Like, we're sticking together.
Nah, it's dumb. That's dumb. We don't know what the threat is. Let's not split up.
Right.
Yep.
I feel that. And
I want Gil, this
final-
character, to be in one of these movies. It's like one voice of reason being like,
It's like,
you guys are fucking idiots.
This is fucked. You guys are idiots. Where's my cyanide?
Yeah, tell motherfuckers.
Yeah, we have your brick here.
And final question. You hear a strange noise outside your cabin at 2 a.m. Do you investigate immediately, pretend you didn't hear it, or send out your best friend first?
And I have my cyanide salt lick with me.
You do.
No,
That's
I'm
an
not going to
option.
preemptively kill myself. That's lazy. Depends if I'm in America. If I'm in America, presumably there's guns. Maybe I go and inspect it.
Right. Especially if
There's
you're in
always
Wyoming.
guns. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Me and my favorite cow, we go out there into the night.
Big Ball Pete.
Well, you have officially survived Killer Instinct on Opening Kill, so congratulations,
Gil.
Gil.
Thank you so
Gil.
much.
Thank you so much.
Well done.
Gil, Clay, Cameron, seriously, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us tonight and helping us wrap up season 2 here on Opening Kill.
Yeah,
Thanks
I
for
mean,
having
you
us,
so
guys.
much
and
for having us, guys.
congratulations on season 2.
Thank
oh
you.
my God, thank you. That's the real story here.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When are we talking about it? Who would have thunk, right? Not this guy.
Let's just pat ourselves on the back, Brian. Like,
Yeah, okay.
Well done.
Here, here. Here, here.
but yes, seriously though, congratulations on the film. It's so much fun. Like, well done. You guys should be definitely proud of yourselves.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Thank you so
for
much,
sure.
man. That means a lot.
Yeah, I mean, and we always love spotlighting indie horror here on the show. Especially with projects that clearly have so much passion and personality behind them, and that's definitely what you guys have with this. You can tell you really put everything into it and had a lot of fun making it too. And indie films are tough to get done sometimes. You're dealing with, financing issues and tight schedules and everything else. So to be able to do a project of this scope and get it done on the budget you had and get it done, and have it turn out the way it did, I mean, that's amazing.
Right.
So yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
And before we let you guys go, can you tell everyone where to follow the film and then where to follow you guys to keep up on what you're working on next? So just plug yourself, guys.
Well,
I'll plug
the
you.
movie is at Weekend at the End of the World, which is long, but at least you know exactly what it is. And it's on Instagram and TikTok, and I believe Facebook as well.
And YouTube.
And YouTube. Yes, and YouTube.
There we go.
And my handle is just my name, Gille Klabin, Gille Klabin. And it's the same for all of them because my name is weird.
You have any other projects coming up, Gil?
I don't have a feature in any particular state of becoming reality, but yeah, I have a bunch of different scripts and projects I'm working on with Clay and with Cameron, and
Nice.
you know, we're not doing this because it's lucrative. We do it because we can't not do it. So yeah, there's more to come.
Sweet.
Definitely. Cameron, what are you up to?
So I have a bunch of projects. Same thing. It's like different movies at different stages. And I produce a lot. And so there's a bunch of movies I'm producing that I'm very excited about that I'm hoping go. But I guess out of all of them, the one that is the most fun and the most exciting to me is I wrote a movie with another friend called Camp Death. And it's a big, goofy horror comedy. And it's not a small, low-budget movie, and that's one of the reasons it hasn't been made yet. But it's something I'm actively working on, and hopefully, you know, some things come together and we get to shoot it soonish. But yeah, look out for Camp Death.
Hell yeah.
Okay. And Clay.
Yep. Kind of same with those guys. You know, I have a few things that I'm working on script-wise. And then, you know, Gil and I have a project that we kind of started working on pretty much right after we stopped filming this, and kind of wanted to have something kind of up next that's kind of similar vibes. You know, we want to embrace our comedy. We want to embrace Gil's incredible visual effects artist that he is. So, you know, bringing a lot of things that you liked about Weekend Went to the World into a new story. So we got kind of a draft of that done, and, you know, just staying busy, staying creative, writing a bunch of stuff, and looking forward to the next opportunity.
Hell yeah.
Perfect. Weekend at the End of the World is the film. Check it out. It's streaming. You won't be disappointed. Cameron Fife, Clay Elliott, and Gille Klabin, thank you again for being here.
Of course, in Yellow Pod Sessions, you can find it on maybe any of the podcast stuff where you can...
Thank
We're
you again
all
for
over
having
that.
us, guys. Yeah. So's Clay's dad.
And that officially brings season 2 of Opening Kill to a close. We're going to take the summer off. We will be back in early October, the start of spooky season, with a brand new lineup of films. We just want to say thank you to everybody who has listened, shared episodes, supported the show over the last 2 years, and joined us for another season of horror.
That's right. This season brought us some incredible guests, amazing conversations, and some seriously fun movies to break down. And we're just getting started.
Season 3, again, coming up in early October. In fact, that first Thursday of October. Bigger, bloodier, and better than ever.
Until then,
we'll see you when the next kill opens.
Opening Kill is produced by Mystic Cloud Productions and hosted by Brian O'Connor and Michael Duran. New episodes drop every Thursday wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. And don't forget, you can watch the video versions on YouTube. See you next time, if you survive the opening kill.